Oh, good bleary Monday morning, January 8th here as I wake up. So Canada, well, the regime of Trudeau, when asked in Parliament what the interest is on our debt per day, the answer is always, Mr. Speaker, Canada has the best debt to GDP ratio in the G7, and we have a AAA credit rating. I'll do a separate video about the AAA credit rating. Let's get into this GDP ratio. Now, it depends. Oh, by the way, I think the daily interest is $4 billion some odd dollars. But anyways, that aside, we have some creative accounting here because each country can kind of does some different bookkeeping, I'll say. What's in the black and what's in the red in their accounts. Now, the Trudeau regime includes in the red the Canadian pension plan money and the Quebec pension plan money, again, as being black in the federal books. Now, I would think the Quebec pensioners think that the CQPP, is that what it's called? Quebec Pension Plan, anyways, isn't in the federal coffers. The Quebec pension plan has always been separate from the CPP. Anyways, back to the Canadian pension plan. Well, that should be in the red column, not the black. It's money owed to the pensioners. It's not the regime's money to fling around. Although they did fling the bulk of it, $565 billion is managed by the WEF. I've confirmed that 6 different ways, ferreting into it. It's right on the WEF website, unless it's been very recently scrubbed, within the last week. Then there's I'm not sure how many millions of dollars Trudeau invested in the Communist Chinese real estate investment bank. I'm not sure, at least 500 million. That was the first chunk. I haven't had time to go looking at that. And that real estate investment scam is tumbling as we speak, like it's over $3 trillion as it evaporated, gone up in smoke. We can assume our Canadian money went with it, I guess. I don't know. Don't forget in all this math, the bond money printing scheme, Bank of Canada money printing scheme that printed 20% more money, so our money is worth 20% less on the global scale. And then, so anyways, to stick to the debt to GDP ratio, if we take out that $565 billion, that changes the bottom line pretty big, doesn't it? Sure does. Then we have consumer debt at like a record high for 40 or 50 years. I'll see if I can find the time to crunch the numbers. If we added our federal debt, provincial debt, municipal debt, and then the consumer debt, and then only 50% of Canadians pay into the tax base, something like that. Woohoo, pretty ugly. I'll leave the vid here, but the summation is, again, just to kind of beleaguer the point, we have the best debt to GDP ratio in the G7. Better take out that $565 billion and whatever we invested in China, at the very least. That doesn't leave us at the best GDP ratio in the G7 unto itself, just that much alone. And, well, let's just leave it there because I'm blurring too many things here.